So before we go to the next bit, which is the betrayed by a kiss. Now that is in two accounts. We see that in the two accounts we're going to look at, is Matthew 26 again and Luke 22. But just to sort of discuss this bit here with Judas. So, both Judas and the scribes and the elders knew that Jesus had a big following and they had to do it secretly. And it's amazing what I find is, which we're going to read in a second, where he says to them, I've done nothing in secret. Whereas these two, the elders, the scribes and Judas, wanted to do it secretly, but Jesus did nothing in secret, and he says that to them. So we're going to see that in a second. But before we do that, let's look at betrayed by a kiss. So we look at Matthew. So in Matthew 26, we read from 47, and while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, the same is he, hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, look at Jesus' response, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then they came and laid hands on Jesus and took him. You see, the response of Christ is still so loving towards Judas. Friend, wherefore thou art come? And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. So I think what we believe that this was Peter. And we're not sure exactly in this situation, but we believe it's Peter. So he cut his ear off. And even in this situation, Jesus is so compassionate. Then he said unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they shall take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled that it must be? So we're going to stop here before we get to the next bit. So he even in his trial, the time of his trial and the time of his pain, Jesus is still proclaiming love and peace. And he says to the person who took out his sword, said, what are you doing? Put it away, for you will die. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword. And don't you know I can pray to my Father and he'll give me 12 legions of angels? Christ knew who he was, and he knew what he could do. But these guys, again, we see the missing of their understanding of scriptures.